Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lahni, and I use she, her pronouns, and I've been a youth at SMYAL for about 2 years now. I got connected to SMYAL's program when I was around 22. SMYAL's resources came in the midst of my hardship, but at the perfect time. One of my top reasons for seeking out therapy was looking for guidance and getting different perspectives on my approach to handling life. I was referred to Brittany, a therapist at SMYAL, and it was important to me to work with a therapist who was relatable to me. I wanted to work with someone who was in the LGBTQ community, an African American woman, and someone who was going to understand what I was going through at this time in my life. Brittany on paper checked all of my boxes, so I decided to give her a try. Still, I was hesitant to see how she was going to build my trust and a relationship in therapy. My first session was nothing short of amazing. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we worked together to build an amazing rapport with one another. It took for her to break me down a little bit, to dig a little deeper with me, but I didn't feel irritated or annoyed by the techniques she used with me. Some people feel like therapists are only asking, well, how do you feel? And she didn't do that, and I actually wanted to come to therapy. Being in therapy, I noticed that I was evolving, growing, and I was actually implementing what I was learning in therapy in my everyday life. I felt that I was walking into a different space in my life. I'm not all the way through the door yet, but the pieces have definitely come together in a short time. I definitely felt myself becoming more mature and thinking more like an adult. A lot of people don't realize that being in your 20s is hard, especially when you don't have guidance. Therapy really helped me navigate adulting. Some of the areas I've noticed that I've improved in are being more calm, more communicative, and giving me different ways to think about the situations that I'm in. Around that time, I lost a job, but I had been thinking about buying a car, so I bought it. Some people may see this as, why would you do that? And I knew it would give me bigger bills. Plus, this was my first major purchase, so costs were high. But by investing in this car, I was able to see how I could use it to make money. And after some time, I was able to pay all my bills, get to school, and get to doctor's appointments. Through therapy, I have been working on shifting my perspective to not just see the challenges ahead of me. Instead, I focused on the opportunities. Being in therapy opened my eyes to not only a better understanding of the issues that I had with others, but also the issues within myself. After speaking with Brittany, who helped me break down the stigma and understand how my mental health was impacting my daily life, I began to see a psychiatrist who gave me a language, a diagnosis, and a path forward. I truly give the meds credit for getting me where I am today, being better focused, getting up, and being motivated. I knew I always had it in myself, but the medicine gave me a push to actually do it. After some time, I began to think more about what my goals were beyond therapy. I knew I wanted to go back to school to get a phlebotomy certificate, so I did. I finished school, took my test, passed, and got a job as a perioperative blood management technologist. A perioperative blood management technologist is just a fancy way of saying that I recycle blood in surgery so you don't bleed out. I've always had a passion for the medical field, and this job is the absolute coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Working there made me realize the importance of being on top of my physical health, and therapy affirmed the importance of being on top of my mental health. My motto has always been, if you're not okay for you, you can't be okay for anyone else. Brittany made me realize that I'm in a transitional period of my life, and this is a constant process of growing and learning. My next goals are thinking about moving out of state, further financially investing in myself and going back to school for a nursing degree to become an OBGYN. I want to leave you all with an analogy we used to talk about in therapy. Look at the people and the situations in your life like a deck of cards. When dealing with life, you get to set up your own deck of cards. Some things are going to be at the bottom, others in the middle. For me, that meant putting my mental health and my physical health and myself at the top of my deck, because these are the things that are going to get me to the next level. Thank you.